Hello everyone, it's your favorite realtor, Erica Hernandez with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, Gary Green. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. Happy Monday to you. I am so glad that you're back. If you are new to my channel, my name is Erica and I am a realtor in the Houston area. I normally make videos to help my buyers and sellers with everything to do with real estate. However, I have seen the need for different types of content. Today I thought it would be neat to share with you the top 5 things I have learned during the quarantine time. If you would like to learn more, please stay tuned. Don't forget to follow me on social media at erikahoustonrealtor on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and go to my website at www.erikahoustonrealtor.com. Good morning to you on this beautiful Monday morning. I am coming to you live from one of the guest bedrooms in my home, and I have my coffee with me today. I'm actually all set up in the computer space that I have within this room. This is kind of where I've been working from home. Alright guys, so I know everyone is dealing with the quarantine time in their own different way. I have tried really hard to just keep to myself and don't judge other people for the things that they're doing and just focus on what I'm doing and how I'm keeping myself safe. That being said, I thought I'd share with you guys 5 things that I have learned throughout this quarantine time. As we're at home and we have a lot more time to think since we're not able to go out and do the normal things we normally do, such as going out to eat, going to the movies, meeting up our friends, we have a lot of time to think, and I thought I'd share these tips with you today because I'm wondering if these are the things that you guys are learning as well when you're at home during this quarantine time, and if you have any other things that you would love to share. I think it'll be a great way to connect with each other, so leave it in the comments below, some things that you have learned during these times, and if you agree with some of the things that I have learned, I would like to hear from you too. I think right now it's just really important to keep connections with people, even though we have to practice all this social distancing and we're not able to see each other in person. The number one thing I have learned during the quarantine time is how much of an eye-opener this has been for parents. Right now that I am seeing parents really struggle with their children at home, I am realizing that you guys are getting a little taste of what teachers have to deal with. As a former teacher, I know the struggles of being in the classroom, getting those kids motivated to learn, and making sure that your children are educated by the end of the school year. Now that you guys are at home with your kids, I think you guys are seeing how hard it actually is to teach kids and really to get them motivated to want to learn. I think this is a task that teachers for the most part have mastered. We come up with very creative ways to get your kids motivated to learn. Normally, all you have to do with these kids is their homework, which are things that have already been taught by the teacher and you're just reviewing. But the task of actually teaching a new concept to a child or a student is not as easy as it looks, right? You guys are starting to see that. So that being said, I hope that when things get back to normal and your kids are back in school, that you appreciate and show your appreciation to those teachers a lot more. I think one of the ways that people have showed teachers appreciation is by giving them gifts or even the gift of time. Volunteering in the classroom, I think, is one of the biggest gifts, or helping teachers with their tasks such as making copies, putting bulletin boards up. Anything helps really. And so I hope that going back, you don't forget how hard it really is to teach. And sometimes we get back to normal and we forget all the struggles that we went through and we forget about the teacher. But I encourage you that when things get better, take care of your teachers. It is not an easy task. We want to keep teachers motivated so they don't leave the education field, because we just don't want that shortage to happen. We want our kids to learn. We want our kids to be motivated. So make sure that you remember this once everything gets back to normal. All right, let's move on to number 2 on my list. Something else I have learned during these times is how much I love everything that I have. Of course, I already knew that I love the home that I am in, but now more than ever, I am appreciating every single space in my home. I have appreciated my home gym. Since gyms are closed right now, more than ever, I am so happy and thankful that I have a gym at home that I can still continue exercising and still continue having that designated space to do my workouts. As I told you in the beginning of this video, I have this guest bedroom where I have my computer set up in my desk, and this is another space that I use to work. I'm actually pretty thankful that I have a space outside of the bedroom so that once I do go to my bedroom and I want to rest, if I can see my desk in my bedroom where I'm supposed to be resting, I think that would give me some anxiety and some stress. So I'm so glad that I do have this guest bedroom where I use this space and just other spaces in my home. The kitchen is something that I love also. So I love my kitchen. I love to cook. I love my space. And in the living room, we usually sit down and watch movies, but we can also hang out in our patio. We can hang out in our front yard. I mean, there's so much to actually do in my home that I still have not felt bored of being kind of locked in at home. More important than the material things, obviously, having my health, having my family, having the love of my life, which I'm locked in this house with. And another thing about that is that I've learned that we don't have to actually be out there doing things to be a fun couple. We've actually been having a lot of fun just being at home, talking and doing the normal things that we normally do, watching TV together, deciding what we're going to eat. We love being out and about, but we're also big on being homebodies. So being locked up at home has actually not been that hard, and it just has taught me to appreciate that I love the person that I am locked in with right now, and there is no doubt about that. I know some people are having a hard time. There's all this counseling with people that are not used to being around each other that long. For me, it has not been a problem, so I'm super blessed, and I have realized that even more now that we've been in quarantine. I couldn't imagine being in quarantine with anyone else, so I do want to say I am super thankful that I am in quarantine with the love of my life, and it has been very easy for me to get through this with him. All right, moving on. Number 3 on my list. I have learned the importance of having savings. So let's talk about this. I've always been a big saver. I know in the past videos I have shared with you why it's so important to save. I talked about how I learned to save when I was younger, and my mom taught me how to save from the first time I ever got a paycheck. What I am seeing though is that we are not all fortunate to have a savings account, and that has become a big problem during the quarantine time. I know I cannot judge because sometimes there just is not any money to be saved. I want to encourage you guys, if you don't have a savings plan, I think it's time to look at all your expenses and see which things you need to start cutting out. That way you have savings for, normally we save for a rainy day. Obviously, this is more than just a rainy day. Having money saved up, I think, is the best thing you can do for yourself. That way, when things like this happen, you have some money to rely on while you're getting through some tough times. I think a lot of us may realize that we don't have to go out and have fancy dinners or fancy parties to have fun. You can actually have a ton of fun at home at a cheaper rate. You can actually cook and invite your friends over. It's a lot cheaper than, going out and eating out and doing all those things. I think there's so many creative ways to have fun that don't involve using up all your money. So having a savings account has been very important for me. Of course, I have not had the amount of closings that I normally have, so I have been using my savings during this quarantine time, and I'm just happy that I do have that to rely on while we are on a stay-home work order. Number 4 on my list of things I have learned during the quarantine time is, I think a lot of us are starting to realize how we are valued by the companies that we work for. And if you feel like your company does not value you, maybe it's time to go into something different or into a different company that will value you as an employee. I know that it does not feel good when you feel like your company does not value you. So it's really sad to see this happening right now. And it's almost like the true colors of these companies are coming out, that ultimately they don't care about you. They care about their money. And to me, that's really sad. That is one of the things that I have learned during this quarantine time. Alright guys, I wasn't planning to make this video too long. The last thing on my list, number 5, is I have learned, although I already knew this, technology is power. everything to do with technology. I know a lot of people have a really hard time with technology, and sometimes we just give up when we don't understand something or we don't get it right away. But I think right now it is really evident technology is power. The people who are tech savvy and love everything with technology are the ones who are not having such a hard time right now. And we're seeing these people continue and not struggle with everything to do with technology. I myself am pretty good with technology. As you guys know, I was making videos way before all this happened. All my experience with editing videos and making videos has helped me. I've gotten a few listings from it because I'm so good at video. It just goes to show that when there are changes such as technology, how it has changed the world as we know it, you need to follow that. A lot of people hate change. I would say I'm in the middle. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But the people that have decided that they don't want to deal with technology, I think are the ones that are struggling the most now. Everyone who has taken the time to learn technology, learn about apps, learn about videos, learn about all these things are the people who are really thriving right now. If you're a person that's not into technology, I think right now is the best time to learn about it. Get your feet wet, get in there. On top of learning that technology is power to those of us that are staying at home and need to upload apps and get on these programs and computers, I think moving forward, I am loving that everything is turning into this virtual world, which does actually save a lot of time. The listings I have posted recently have beautiful video walkthroughs of the home that I think are going to be so important. I think this is going to help real estate because a lot of times the pictures and the photos look great when we're looking at them online, but when you actually see a video to see the layout of the home, to see the different types of rooms, they just help make your decision a lot quicker. And if we had more videos of homes and the entire walkthrough, I think we would save a lot of time getting in our car, wasting gas, going through all these homes just to realize the floor plan doesn't work or something about the home that you didn't like. I hope that all these technology moves that we're making right now with virtual worlds and virtual trainings, I really hope they continue because I am loving them. When we use technology to the fullest, I think there's a lot of time to be saved. For example, I need to renew my license for real estate. Right now I'm taking a lot of hours required for me to renew my license, and I'm loving that I can log onto my computer, take these trainings online, not have to drive out there to these locations, waste time on that, and doing it from the comfort of my own home. I hope that I engage in more online training like this, and it's not just the online training that I'm liking. I'm really liking the Zoom training because there's an actual person there and they're teaching it to you. I've never been a fan of online trainings where you have to teach yourself. It's not my thing. But the Zoom trainings, I think that if we engage in doing these a lot more, there's so much time to be saved, money. It was cool because for the material, I had it pulled up on one computer. I didn't have to print the material out and, saving trees. So, I mean, there's just so much I can get into of why it's so good to have these online trainings this way. But I did want to leave you with that last thing that I learned. Of course, I learned many other things, but I wanted to keep it short. These were kind of the top 5 things that I learned during the quarantine time. I hope you enjoyed watching this video today of the top 5 things that I learned during quarantine time, and I hope that you can reflect and possibly connect with me. If you have any other things that you learned, the top things that you learned, please leave them in the comments below. If you agree with any or disagree with any of the topics that I went over, I would love to hear from you as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. I can't wait to see you on my newest video. Before you leave today, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other videos. I hope to get back to my normal real estate teaching for sellers and buyers, which I will. Right now I'm not too motivated and I know it may not be the most popular topics at this time, but I'll get back to them. For now, I'll try to get creative on things and content I can make for you so that you can stay connected with me and we do not lose touch. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have an amazing week and I can't wait to see you on my newest video.